Held a pitch football. We're outside Selhurst Park. Just witnessed a 1-1 draw with Burnley. Kev, can you give me your instant reaction to the game? What does it feel like to you today?
Well, it was a strange team he put out. No forwards of any height, especially, and the whole of their team is extremely tall. But I think we did well. Second half, we tailed off a bit, but I'm quite happy with 1-1 draw with the team he put out.
You say that Burnley are struggling for points at the moment. Do you think it will feel like a massive win for Burnley rather than a draw? Where they are in the table, all things considered.
I think any point Burnley gets at the moment is going to be like a win because they're fighting for relegation. We're not. So I'm quite happy with a point with the team that we put out.
Yeah. Is it frustrating for yourself at this stage of the season when you're sort of not that much to play for, you're kind of safe out of relegation, you're not that near enough to make a dent into the European football, so you're sort of just in the middle of things?
Well, it is frustrating, especially all the games that we've drew or lost in the last minute or in injury time. We would have been in the top 10 if it had finished at 90 minutes. I think we'd be in the top 10.
Thoughts on Patrick Vieira overall so far this season? For his debut season, how do you think the big man's done at Selhurst?
Well, I think he's done brilliant. I've had to eat my words because before he came, when he was announced, I thought, no. And I'm eating my words. I think he's done brilliant. Brilliant.
Elder pitch football outside Selhurst Park. It's 1-1. We've just witnessed a draw with Burnley. Fella, give me your instant reaction to what we've just witnessed.
Shocking, mate. Every time the manager's got to go. No, not the manager. No, but the football's good. But the scoring's it's just not there. The performance has always been there, but we're struggling to get goals, mate, and it's not good enough at the end of the day, innit?
You witnessed Burnley today. Do you think they've got enough about them to stay in the Premier League this season, or do you think they can consider themselves going down?
No, definitely got enough to stay up for sure. Because from corners and long balls, everything they've got the right sort of team to get them sort of goals that they need to nick the 1-0s. They're good defensively. But like I say, it's a long ball game for them. But Palace need to just learn to score more goals in it at the end of the day, innit?
Is it quite frustrating for Palace, being a Palace fan this time of the season, where you're kind of safe for the relegation zone, you're not close enough to make a dent into European football, you're sort of in the no man's land bracket at the moment?
At the same time, it's good to watch because we're playing good football. We can't really score the goals that we deserve to score. Because before it was just all defensive football really. We're under Hodgson, struggled to make chances and all that sort of stuff. But nowadays we play good football, but just can't get the results. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing at the same sort of time.
You mentioned Uncle Roy Hodgson. Do you think he'll be able to keep Watford in the Premier League this season?
Nah. We're one of our big rival sort of teams, mate. I'm hoping he's it up for him at least. He's trying to make him go down. He's one of us, mate. Red and blue through and through, so he'll try to get him relegated no matter what.
Operation Hodgson is in full effect. They've been taking a few hammerings so far.
Sink 'em, mate, sink 'em.
Held a pitch football. We've just witnessed Crystal Palace's 1-1 draw with Burnley. James, can you give me your instant reaction to the game? How do you assess it?
Tough game today. I thought it would probably had the biggest questions for sort of Vieira and the players we're playing today. If you look at, say, Eze and Edouard not getting on the pitch, 1-1 against Burnley, then you've got to question what they're really there for.
I make you right. Are these games you're expecting to win as a Palace fan, looking at the table, looking at Burnley's form, if you like, of late?
I think it's hard to say. I mean, Burnley are a very good team. You know, they're always going to give you a good game. So you look at home, you want to get 3 points from them, but you've got to sometimes take the point as well.
You mentioned the team at the moment. Do you think they're struggling? Do you think they need a different type of striker brought into the club in terms of different to what you've got?
Yeah, I think it's more they've got different variety of strikers. They've got a lot of choice. It's more giving one of them a good run of games. Yes. So it's hard to get that rhythm going for one of them really if it's chop change.
A lot of people predicted Crystal Palace and Vieira would struggle this season. New manager, new run. How do you think he's done so far, James?
Yeah, he's good. You know, it's a transition season. So got to be happy with it, staying up, and then try and build on it for next season. To be honest with you, we're probably looking at that now rather than anything big this season now.
Got a good chance at Burnley today. Do you think they've got enough about them to stay in the Premier League this season?
Yeah, I would like to think so. Yeah. I always like Burnley. It's always a good trip up there. So hopefully they'll stay up. And yeah, I think they should do with points like today.
At this stage of the season, what keeps you motivated? Your sort of safety of the drop. You're not in contention for European places. What keeps you chomping at the bit as a Palace fan?
I think it's building for next season really. I mean it's sort of like trying to get good results, you know, beating some of the big teams, but building for next season. So season of transition, try and incorporate some of the new players and see what happens from there.
And held a pitch football. We're outside Selhurst Park. Just witnessed a 1-1 draw with Burnley. Can you give me your instant reaction to the game, fella?
Frustrating.
can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, very frustrating. They were playing good football. Seemed to do enough to win it, but Burnley weren't giving anything away.
Burnley seem to be fighting for their life at this point of the season. Makes it more difficult for them to roll over and give away points.
Yeah, definitely. They're just well set up defensively, fighting for their lives there.
Talk a little bit about Crystal Palace. How would you assess Patrick Vieira's reign so far at Selhurst Park?
I think he's doing the best he can with the resources available to him. You know, we're kind of where we were last season, if you look at the league table, but much more entertaining football. It's much more watchable, more exciting. It's progress.
Now, you mentioned the progress factor. That is clear and evident for everyone to see. Is it quite frustrating, though, the fact you are safe but not close enough to make a dent to get to them European places, sort of in between no man's land at the moment?
I'm very happy with no man's land, to be honest. Mid-table mediocrity is kind of, it's where you want to be, really, realistically.
Yeah. I know Palace fans, you don't support Crystal Palace for the glory. It's your local club, your local side. What brings you coming back week in, week out to support Palace?
It's just like a club. There's nothing else to do. that's the team. I'm stuck with them. You know.
Held a pitch football with me. I've got Crystal Palace fan Chris. We've just witnessed a 1-1 draw. Chris, give me your instant reaction. Where did it go wrong today, fella?
Game of two halves, I guess. Didn't really threaten as much as I would have hoped. Looked good coming from wide, but then with Zaha and Elise threatening it. But then you know that Burnley are going to deal well with balls in the box, so didn't really look like we were going to score once we were in those dangerous positions.
Does it feel like 2 points dropped today against Burnley, in your opinion, Chris?
Well, given that we don't win as much as we should, perhaps, because we've drawn a lot of games. So, yeah.
Let's talk about Crystal Palace under Patrick Vieira. Have you seen a genuine improvement since the big man's come in charge at Selhurst?
I would say, yeah, looking more. It's nice to see us more on the ball more and trying to dominate the game more. Whereas before it was sit back and hit them on the counter, which maybe suits us a bit more. But yeah, the thing that's improved is when you're behind in the game or level, you look more like you're going to score than hanging on there. So under Roy, you'd maybe lose. Whoever scored the first goal was probably going to win the game.
So as much as maybe the results are the same, the level of football you're watching's got a lot better in quality. Would that be a fair assessment? Yeah,
it's definitely more entertaining. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the games more this season than last season. Even if the points tally is slightly lower, the expected goals is better, and expected goals against is about the same as well. So, you know, maybe these draws will turn into wins if we figure out how to put a consistent front three, because it's sort of chopping and changing with Elise, Zaha, Mateta, Edouard, Eze, Gallagher. If you can get the right sort of consistent front three in there, could be really effective, but not quite getting there at the moment.
You mentioned Conor Gallagher. He's been a revelation since joining on loan from Chelsea. Do you think you'll get a chance to keep him next season long term at Selhurst?
I think it'll be too expensive, and I think that's probably Eze's position next year, I would say. So, yeah.
Charming little man.
I'll be disappointed to see him go, but I'm okay with it if that gives that sort of. I feel like Gallagher's loaned in to replace Eze this year, and I'm happy enough with what we've got in central attacking midfield sort of options next year. But maybe Vieira wants to play this 4-3-3 with these sort of eights like Gallagher. Might need someone in to replace him because Eze is more of a 10. So,
who do you think will go down this season? Who's your relegation pick?
I'm picking Watford, and as much as I think Roy's great, Watford, Norwich, and I think Burnley will survive, and I also think Leeds will survive. So that's leaving Everton, I think, because Brentford, they're actually, if you looked at how they played against Palace and their expected goals, then I think they'll just about make it. They've got easiest games as well. So bit of a wild prediction, but maybe Everton without Frank having that sort of relegation experience.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Held a pitch football. We've just witnessed the 1-1 draw Crystal Palace v Burnley. Can you give me your instant reaction to the game, Squire?
Fair result. We should have Yeah, fair result. Yeah, own goal gets us back in the game. We could have won it in the second half, but yeah, we'll take a draw.
Does it feel like 2 points dropped as a Burnley fan today?
Absolutely not. We were miles away last weekend in the division. We're right back up there now, so yeah, we can. Yeah, the escape's on.
Burnley have got a history of being successful at escaping. Do you see them being successful this season, staying in the Premier League?
I reckon we will. Yeah, I reckon if we play like we can, we'll escape this year.
Do you regret selling the big man to Newcastle?
No, because he's done absolutely nothing since he's gone to Newcastle. We've got a Weghorst in. He's half the price, and he's twice the player that Wood was.
Twice the size.
Twice the size as well. Yeah.
What's he been like, the big man, since he's joined?
He makes us a different team. Yeah.
Do you think who, in your opinion, will be the three teams going down? Give me your thoughts on it.
Norwich, Watford, Brentford.
The fact that you're so seasoned at this, does that give you an advantage?
Yes, but I think just because we've got a spirit about us again, and we've not had it all year, and all of a sudden we've got that little je ne sais quoi, I suppose.
Sean Deesh, what will be going through his mind at the moment?
Quietly happy, I would say he was.
Held a pitch football, just witnessed the Eagles 1-1 draw with Burnley, boys. Give me your instant reaction to the game. How do you assess it?
It's pretty good, yeah. Against Burnley, it's pretty good match overall. Yeah.
Thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was alright, yeah. I thought their goal was a bit scummy, but yeah.
Feel like 2 points dropped today, or you're happy with just to take away a draw?
Nah, we should have won, but yeah.
Our match, definitely. We had a lot better football than them, yeah.
Football, do you think it's got a lot better since Patrick Vieira's joined and Roy Hodgson's gone out of the club?
Could say so, yeah. I think it has.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah.
Talk to me about the team. Where would you improve at the moment? What would you bring in?
I would have played Eze. Not any else yet, really, no.
Thoughts? What would you improve? What would you do different?
I don't know. I agree with him on what he just said, yeah.
You watched Burnley today. Have they got enough about them to stay in the Premier League this season, boys?
I reckon they do. Yeah.
Think they stay up?
Yeah, definitely.
I think they will, yeah.
Held a pitch football. We've just witnessed Crystal Palace's 1-1 draw with Burnley. Got some Burnley fans with me. Can I get your instant reaction to the game, fella? How do you assess that?
Good result. I thought we could have done it in the end, but it's one of them things, and we come down here, we needed a point at least, so yeah, it went well.
How big of a point will that be come the end of the season when all's said and done?
We'll see. Hopefully Newcastle finally drop into where they should be, spending all that money. So yeah, hopefully that game will be massive for us, and we're hoping at that point maybe just do the pip the edge, and obviously the goal difference that we have is fantastic because we've been out of an amazing defence, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Now, Newcastle spent a lot of money to keep themselves in the Premier League. Other teams are dripping and dropping. Watford, we've seen not picking up many points. You guys are seasoned veterans when it comes to this relegation dogfight stuff. Does that fill you with confidence?
That's what you want, isn't it? You know, we signed a player, in my opinion, who's one of the best strikers in Europe, Champions League player for £12 million, which is in this day and age is absolutely nothing. And we sold someone for £25 million who it wasn't worth £25 million any day, so yeah, no, fantastic for us. And obviously got Kone as well, who's been fantastic, so yeah, combined fee for £24 million for two players, and we've got £1 million in his pocket to pay off probably some more wages, so yeah, no, it's been good.
What would you say to Newcastle fans that said shrewd business, they've weakened their rivals, they've brought in Chris Wood, they've taken away goals from Burnley?
I've got a lot of respect for Newcastle. I think they're a fantastic football club, but you know, you can't run a team off money. QPR, fair play to them, they're coming up from the Championship from a proper team, building up from the youth, but you can't pay for players anymore. You've got to make sure you've got a full team and a proper team that work together as a unit. You can't just buy superstars. It just doesn't happen. As Pep says that as well. You know, he's realised how hard it is. You can't just buy players. You've got to build a proper team.
Now let's talk about Burnley, in your opinion, being safe, which I'm genuinely hoping for you guys. Let's talk about the three relegation teams if it's not Burnley. Who goes down for you?
Probably Norwich, Watford, and
Brentford, I think.
Yeah, Brentford or Leeds. I think Newcastle will stay up, but yeah, we'll have to see.
For you, who goes down?
I think Norwich, I think Watford and either Leeds or Brentford. That's my opinion, yeah, definitely. Yeah, hopefully not us.
Held a pitch football. We're outside Selhurst Park. We've just witnessed Crystal Palace's 1-1 draw with Burnley. Gentlemen, I'm glad you enjoyed the game. Give me your thoughts on it all.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I thought Burnley put up a good fight, and I think they're trying to, obviously, they're in the relegation zone, so they're trying to stay up. But yeah, my son enjoyed it. It was a good early minute goal, and then good result, yeah.
You enjoyed it then, lad?
Yeah, it was a very good game, to be honest with you.
Love that. I love that energy. Let's talk a little bit about Crystal Palace. I know you're an Arsenal fan. They've got an Arsenal icon or club legend in Patrick Vieira in charge. How do you think he's doing his managerial debut in the Premier League?
I think he's doing well, mate. I think he's. It's strange hearing the Palace fans sing about Vieira because obviously we're used to Arsenal. But yeah, I think he's doing a good job. I think he's the team's slowly building. And I think they will. You can see them progressing as a team, and they're getting the confidence. It's hard because obviously at the moment they're kind of they're not in a relegation battle. So it's but you can see they're building. Building on it.
I get that. I think that's been the motto of the day, not being in the dogfight, not being close enough to compete for European sort of titles. It's hard to keep yourself chomping at the bit and motivated at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. But you can see he's level. As he plays as a footballer, he wants to get him to a higher level. Yeah. You can see he wants them. You can see the professionals he's trying to bring to the club. But yeah, he's doing well.
Let's talk a little bit about Burnley. Massive point for them today. When all's said and done, it could turn out to be a game changer for them picking up a point here. Do you think they'll be safe having watched them today?
I think they will, to be fair. I think Burnley have got the bit between their teeth, and I think they will stay up, personally.
They're seasoned and experienced at this, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And, the manager, you can see second half, he gave him a good rollicking in the changing room, and they always come out second half, and they seem to play a lot better, I found, throughout the seasons.
What do you think, lad? Do you think Burnley will stay up, having watched them today? What's your managerial master take on it all?
Well, if they keep on performing, then they will stay up.
You heard it here first, tactical analysis.